Months rolled by like the slow turning of seasons. In Ken and Tracy's small compound, laughter had returned. The once quiet evenings were now filled with gentle songs as Tracy hummed while preparing supper. Her belly, round and glowing, became the testimony that silenced her enemies. Children passing by would point and whisper with excitement, while some women shook their heads, unable to hide their envy. But not all whispers were innocent. Deep within the heart of the town, in a crooked hut hidden by thick bushes, voices gathered in the dark. Around a flickering clay lamp sat men and women who bowed to strange powers. Their eyes gleamed with hatred as they spoke in hushed tones. "How can this barren woman suddenly conceive?" One spat, his voice like the hiss of a snake. "Whose hand opened her womb?" Another muttered, bitterness twisting her face. "If she carries this child to full term," the leader said coldly, "our power will be mocked. We must not allow it." Their murmurs turned to chants, and their chants into curses. Meanwhile, Ken and Tracy began to notice shadows that had no source. At night, the wind carried whispers that froze Tracy's heart. She would wake trembling, clutching her swollen belly, sweat dripping down her face. "Ken," her voice cracked one night, tears streaming. "Someone wants to take our child. I saw it, in my dream, dark hands reaching for the baby." Ken drew her close, his own heart pounding though he hid his fear. He brushed her tears with his thumb and spoke with quiet strength. "No weapon formed against us shall prosper. We will not fear, Tracy. We will fight on our knees." And so they did. Every night, their small room echoed with prayer. They called upon heaven, and though the air was heavy with unseen battles, their faith burned brighter than the darkness pressing in. The day of delivery came suddenly, wrapped in storm and thunder. The skies grew dark as though heaven itself prepared for war. Rain lashed against the thatched roof, and lightning tore jagged paths across the heavens. Inside, midwives hurried around Tracy, whose screams shook the wooden walls. Sweat poured down her face, her strength faltering. "Push, Tracy, push," one midwife urged, her hands steady though her voice carried urgency. Ken knelt at her side, his hand clasping hers, whispering prayers between his tears. "Hold on, my love. Just a little more. God is with us." And then, through the storm, through the pain, came a cry. A baby's cry. Strong, piercing, defiant. The thunder ceased as though silenced by that tiny voice. The rain slowed to a gentle drizzle. A hush fell over the room. The midwife lifted the child, her hands trembling. "It is a girl," she said softly, laying the infant into Tracy's arms. Tears streamed down Tracy's cheeks as she kissed her daughter's forehead. Ken bent over them, his voice breaking as he whispered, This is the miracle we prayed for." News spread quickly. By morning, elders and villagers had gathered at Ken's compound. The joy on some faces was undeniable, yet envy glimmered in others. One elder, his beard long and his staff heavy with age, stepped forward. His voice carried weight as he looked upon the child. "This child is not ordinary," he declared, his eyes burning with something beyond human sight. "She carries a light into a world filled with shadows. Her destiny will shake kingdoms, and her path will not be easy." The villagers gasped. Some rejoiced with praises to God, while others exchanged wary glances. But as Ken and Tracy cradled their newborn, only one truth filled their hearts: this child was a gift from heaven. Yet somewhere, in that crooked hut hidden by the bushes, chants grew louder. Faces darkened by hatred lifted their gaze to the night sky. For every light that is born, darkness rises to challenge it. And so the story of Ken, Tracy, and their miracle child had only just begun. Sparkles to be continued.